Hey there, I'm Ann Dorman, and today I'm talking to Bunky Bishop, our resource officer here at Fairhope Middle School. And Bunky, you are a true Fairhopian.
Yes.
You have always lived here.
Yeah, my family's been here for generations. My grandfather came back from the war in the 40s and bought a piece of property and built a house and started a family and had a small farm. After my dad graduated high school, he moved right next door and got married, and I was born, and I was raised right next to where my dad was raised. Then once I got married, I also got a piece of property, built a house, and that's where I'm raising my children.
So you're all right there.
Yes.
You haven't had a new address?
No, I've had
ever.
the same address my entire life.
That's incredible.
Yes.
And so rare. So being able to raise your children near family sounds really important to you.
It is. My dad has 5 siblings. My mother also has 6 siblings. We got 24 first cousins. I was raised with my cousins. We would spend the night. It was a very, very close family, a lot of fun growing up. So the fact that my children get to grow up with their first cousins and have spend the nights with their first cousins and they're all best friends, it means a lot to me.
And your wife, Mary Catherine, has 3 siblings here in Fairhope.
Yes, they all live in Fairhope. After they grew up there, everybody moved away and went to college, and they all came back to Fairhope to raise their family.
So Fairhope has always felt like a close-knit community, but it's grown a lot. So over time, what kind of changes have you noticed throughout our town?
A lot. When I went to school in Fairhope, it was a small community. My graduating class was right around 190 in our graduating class. Greeno Road was 2 lanes. The only fast food restaurant that Fairhope had was Pizza Hut. And Hardee's and Pizza Hut. So if you were going to go get fast food, that was it.
Some things are still similar. I mean, you met Mary Catherine right here at the Grand Hotel.
Yes.
So you worked there.
I worked at the Grand Hotel. I think that when I was growing up and after high school, that you could get a job at the Grand Hotel or Thomas Hospital or one of the grocery stores. And I think a lot of people that I know that are my age worked at one of those places.
I had no idea there was a country line dance bar.
Yes.
South Fairhope?
South Fairhope in Barnwell. It was called Paul's Barn, and that was the place to go on Thursday night. A lot of line dancing. Everybody went there. I ended up getting a job and working there as a bartender and a bouncer.
That had to be a variety of exposure.
It was.
Be a bouncer at Paul's
Barn. The crowd there was very diverse. There was, an early crowd that would do line dancing. That was very popular in the 1990s to do line dancing. Boot Scootin' Boogie was huge. And toward the end of the night, a younger crowd would come in, more of a college age crowd would come in. And so the crowd would change from 7 o'clock at night to, whenever we closed, the crowd would be 2 different crowds.
Then you got to use your bouncer skills.
A few times.
You're still involved in the community, really, from what I've seen and witnessed with children.
Yeah, when I was young and teenage years and hanging out with my friends, it seemed like there was just, if we wanted to go do something fun, that we always got in trouble. Not because we were doing anything wrong, because people didn't want us to go sit in a parking lot or to do whatever. Fellowship is really what we were doing. We were hanging out, talking. As I got older and I did get a career in law enforcement, I always promised myself that I was going to be an advocate for those kids. And that has evolved into, I'm a part of our youth at Fairhope United Methodist, spend a lot of time with the kids there, and also around town. And every time I get the opportunity to interact with the kids, I do so, and I try to be, somebody that they know they can come talk to about anything, and, help them out, give them some wisdom. If they're doing something wrong, tell them why they're doing it wrong. Don't just yell at them. Tell them you can't do this because. And I think that when you talk to them like you're their friend and you're giving them, really good life lessons, that they listen and they really respect that.
Sure, and you set an example for so many people. You've had different mentoring options that I've seen you take advantage of.
Right, I enjoy that part. I've seen so many people throughout my life that made the wrong choice and ended up, either getting in trouble or losing their place at college or losing their job. And so if a few words of wisdom and a few words of advice could steer a child out of that, making that bad decision, then that's what it's about for me.
You understand how that foundation is important for our community.
I know that, you know, some of my friends that when I was younger were well known in the town for, oh, that kid's doing bad stuff. And some of those kids are running our town now, or some of the most successful business owners in our town. And so I think you can't just label a kid a troublemaker for making a bad choice.
And then write them off.
Right.
So as we grow and change, that's got to be more challenging because you might not know the kids or the families like you once did.
It's tough. A lot of times when I interact with a family through the church or the school, I know their parents and their grandparents. But sometimes the people have only lived here for a few months. And you know what I have found though is most of the people who move here are moving here for a family atmosphere, and they're moving here for the small town feel, and it's easy to communicate that, you know, and get to know them, help them out.
Well, and the reputation of the Fairhope Police Department, from what I observe, is so positive. I love seeing all the ways they give back. So it kind of plays into, like you said, why people move to Fairhope.
Right.
The idea is things are done a little differently. And so it seems like you through and through kind of embody that. You know, that's probably why people want to know you better and understand your backstory.
Yeah, and you know, and it just, I think our community is really where it starts. You know, the people in our community, the families who have been here, the families who built our town, that's, you know, kind of the way they are.
So as we move forward with this growth and development, I guess we all need to kind of take a page out of your book and do that. Get to know the children, get to support and encourage or mentor them like we used to do.
Right.
Well, I appreciate your time and your energy today. It's been great getting to hear your stories and how Fairhope has changed. And thank you, Bunky.
You're welcome.